But we're just going to go ahead and I'm going to keep an eye on the chat window. If the video goes off, everybody, just let me know that so that I can address it. Again, boy howdy. And I am recording this, so worst case scenario, we'll get through this and then I can just post the recording as well. So we are going to get started. Happy Friday, everybody. And I had a question as to why I've stopped streaming this on Facebook, and it's because of this issue in particular. I was going to try again tonight to stream to both Facebook and YouTube at the same time, but whenever I try to stream into Facebook, it locks stuff up, and that's what has happened on my end. Good evening, Ella Boy, everybody. Good evening, everybody. And boy howdy, Tanya, I heard you and now I don't. Happy Friday. Okay, everyone. Tanya, make sure your speakers aren't muted or whatever. I don't know how you're watching, whether you're on a computer or a mobile device, but if I see several people saying I can't hear you in the comments, that's how I'm going to know that, everybody. So we're going to get started. Tonight, I'm continuing this month of making quick and easy holiday gifts, and tonight is a bowl cozy. There's my mock-up, all done in batik fabrics. Now, you may ask, well, what size bowl will fit in this, right? I'm going to swap one of my cameras so you can get a better look at this. There we go. And here's what this will give you a much better view of this bowl cozy. Now, I've got two of my bowls out of the kitchen so you can get an idea of what size bowls this will fit. This is the regular cereal bowl from Corel. And you can see how it just fits right in there. You can hold it by that. This is 100% cotton thread, fabric, and batting, so it's microwave safe. This is a regular bowl, cereal bowl from Fiesta, and it will fit in this one as well. So there you go. So our measurements for this is an easy pattern, everybody. All you have to remember, you're going to cut two 10-inch squares of fabric. Right here, two 10-inch squares and two 10-inch squares of quilt batting to go on the back of each one of these. This is all it takes to make this. So this particular size bowl cozy is very friendly if you have a 42 square layer cake of cotton quilting fabric, and a layer cake is pre-cut at 10 inches square. Guess what? One layer cake will make 21 of these bowl cozies. Super fast and easy to do. We're going to get started. So how I have my machine set up, I have it set up for a straight stitch at a 3mm length. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to sew from corner to corner and then down that middle and across that middle. So I'm going to do 4 lines of stitching on each square separately. Let me check here in the comments section. Okay, so all I'm going to do, I'm going to sew from corner to corner. We're going to get that one done first. Let's see here. Okay, and I'm just going to lower that presser foot and I'm going to get started. I'm going to sew from corner to corner. And I didn't pre-mark it, I'm just going to eyeball it. That's all I'm going to do, corner to corner. And then this corner to corner. Now you could use the walking foot if you wanted to, but I can tell you I have found I haven't had a bit of problem just using my J foot. I'm on the Altair tonight, and I'm just using my J foot going corner to corner. Fast and easy. And so you can just do the letter X in these blocks and call it done. You can go this way and this way. And most people I've seen that make these, this is as far as they go. But the one thing that always concerns me, well, what if that gets turned up? See how that has all this loose fabric there? So what I've done, I just go down each center, right at in the center, and do another one. One more line, I'll have the quilting for this half completely done. Let's do one more. I'm using 100% cotton King Tut quilting thread. That is the thread I am using. If you're going to put it in a microwave, it has to be all 100% cotton, no polyester, because that can actually catch on fire in a microwave. All 100% cotton materials, and there we have it. So I have corner to corner, and this way, and this way. Now we're going to do this to the other half. Do this one more time. Easy peasy. See how fun this is? You can really, if you have all your stuff cut, you can really make a lot of these in a relatively short period of time. And that will do the other corner to corner. For this step, I'm just using the J foot. It has been a chilly, foggy day all day today here in north central Illinois. But it's all good. I am using a stitch that automatically ties off at the beginning and end of each seam. That way I don't have to worry about it or have to hit a reverse button or anything like that. I have it programmed so it'll back stitch and tie off and cut the thread whenever I press that reverse button. Okay, so there's all the quilting done, everyone. Woohoo! Now the next step. Let me check my. Oh, Linda, rainy and in the 50s here. It's not that warm here. It's been in the upper 30s, low 40s all day. Let's see here. So next, what we have to do next is this. We are going to sandwich right sides together. Is that right? No, that is not right. I had to think what I was doing here. So now. And here's why I do it this method. There's the back of it. This is the batting. I now have to mark this, and I have to put some darts in it to shape it for the bowl. Let me get my marker. That is just a Sharpie marker, and I need me a straight edge. Get over here to one of my drawers. I almost forgot about this stuff, everybody. Hey, ruler, where are you? Just a second, everyone. Okay. Yep, this will work. Okay. So what I'm going to use is this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fold it over in half, like so, okay? And we're going to make our darts not along the diagonals. We're going to make a dart on this line and then on this line. So first we're going to fold it in half, like so, okay? And then I'm going to mark it 1 inch from the center this way. Here we go. There's an inch, and then 2 inches, like so. And then we're just going to, I'll draw a straight line. Then we'll mark this side as well, 2 inches here. Come here, you. There you go. And 1 inch up this way. Okay. And then we're just going to draw a straight line between the two. Just use the edge of my scissors. My little ruler is hiding on me. That's okay. But I'm going to leave these marks on here and then hold it up to the camera so you can see what I've done. And I'll repeat this process on the other side as well. Now then. So those 2 red marks, that is my stitching line for my darts. So you measure from this fold 1 inch, mark it, 2 inches and mark it, and draw your line. Then we're just going to stitch right on top of those lines. Okay? I have to do this again so you get to see this process done again as well. We're just going to stitch it right on top of the lines that we just marked. You can use chalk, you can use a friction pin. I personally like to use a Sharpie. It does not bleed through because I'm not pressing down. I'm just lightly going on top of the batting. I'm just going to stitch down right on top of those 2 lines for my dart lines. And what that does is it's going to shape the bottom of the cozy to come up around the sides of the bowl. There we go. I've stitched right on top of those 2 red lines. And now I'm just going to trim them about 1/8 to 1/4 inch away from the stitching line. And just cut all the way through it. And one over here. Right there like so. Now I'm going to open it up. And I'm going to fold it this way and repeat on this other fold line. But if you notice, see how that's already shaping that bowl? It's already shaping for the bowl. So now we're going to go this way. Right here. And this time I'm going to drop a pin right here in the center. There we go. You just want the 2 points, the 2 corners to be lined up. And we're going to mark it the same way. 1 inch up this way. Here. There we go. 1 inch up here. 2 inches this way. Do the same thing on this side. One inch up the side, approximately, and 2 inches towards the middle. Then we're going to draw our 2 lines from point to point. And right here as well. Okay. And then once again, now we're just going to sew right on top of our marked lines. And then we'll have all the shaping done for this half. We'll have to repeat the process for the other half of the bowl cozy. And now this half is completely done as far as all the shaping and all that fun stuff. And we're going to repeat that process on the other half, but check it out. There's how it makes that bowl shape, is by making those darts on all four sides. And we'll just trim it again. Easy peasy. Right there. So cool. So that's half of it. And now we'll go back and we're going to do the same thing to this one here that we've gotten sewn down. And really what you just saw me do here, that's it. That's the hardest part right there as far as the sewing goes. So we are going to get this one here marked and get our set of darts made. Okay. And we're going to go 1 inch up each side. And 2 inches towards the middle. One inch up the side, 2 inches towards the middle. Okay. Then from point to point, okay. Then we're going to sew those down and trim them. And we'll do this side. And we'll give them a trim. I'm trimming off a little closer than 1/4 inch. That'll just help reduce the bulk. There we go, right there. Now we're going to fold them the other way and do the same, complete the same process. This time I will pin those two seam lines together so they match. You just make lining up everything else just a little bit easier. It's all good. There we go. Then 1 inch up the side. Two inches towards the middle. And then we'll draw a line from point to point. Repeat the process on the other side. 1 inch up the side, 2 inches towards the middle. And draw one more line. Now we're done with our Sharpie for this bowl cozy. Just set that to the side. We're also done with our little tape measure. And now we're just going to stitch right on those 2 darts in. And on this side, easy peasy. Then we're going to snip off the excess from the darts. Whoop. And there. All right. Now, let me take out my pen. Now we have the other one shaped. All the shaping's done. Now it's time to assemble the 2 halves together. Oh, thank you, Phyllis. Hi, Christy. These are so fun to make, everybody. I'm going to do another episode on these, but it's going to be about how to adjust these darts to fit other size bowls. But this is your basic sized go-to bowl cozy is right here, whether it's for cereal or ice cream or soup. But there is a way by adjusting the size of the squares and the size of these darts to make it fit any dish you have in your home. But that is a future episode. So, next, we're going to have one of these inside out like that. Okay. This one, I'm going to turn like this. And then we're going to fit them together, right sides together. See there? Right sides together. And we're going to pin or clip all of these points. We're going to match the seams. I'm going to match this. This step you could also do on a serger if you wanted to. Excuse me. Here we go, right there. Now the center seams there. If you wanted to, you could press these before you pin them together. As you can see, I'm not doing that. So far I have found making these, I don't really, it's just a step I really don't have to do. Okay, I think 2 more pins. We'll have all the 4 points that we want to match pinned together. Here we go. Now I'm going to take a Wonder Clip. Let me reach over here and grab a Wonder Clip or 2. Okay, so what I'm going to do, we're going to sew all the way around the edge of this using a 1/4 inch seam. But what we're going to have to do is leave an opening to turn it inside out. So I'm going to use these to mark my start and stop points for my opening. About 1 inch down from one of the corners. And then I'm going to go right up to this seam that I have pinned right here. That's one of the darts. I'm going to go right up to that seam line. So I'm going to start stitching here and go all the way around and stop right where that clip's at. I'm going to swap out my presser foot. I am going to put on my 1/4" piecing foot. This one right here. Not going to touch my stitches at all right here. We're all good to go. And now I'm just going to do a 1/4" seam all the way around and close it up. Easy peasy. Okay, right there. I'm just going to be as careful as I can to line up all the raw edges. And I'm not in a hurry, so I'm not going to go super fast. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so there's my first. You can see that seam right there. So now I'm just going to, at each corner, I'm going to stop and back tack. That just gives it some extra strength. We're going to go all the way around the edges like this. Now there's all kinds of products out there, templates to use to do all that cutting. But as you can see, you don't have to have it. Would it make it easier? Absolutely. But I just wanted to show everybody that you don't have to have the acrylic rotary cutter template or anything like that. It's just a little bit of math to do, and I've already done that for you. Now I just stopped right in that seam. Now I'm going to turn it and just follow the other raw edges all the way on out here. Okay. Then we're just going to go right here and keep on going until we hit that other wonder clip, and we will not sew past our second wonder clip. That way we will have our opening so that we're able to give this a good turn. Okay. And I'm giving it a generous 1/4 inch. I mean, whatever seam, you could do a larger seam if you wanted to. It's totally up to you. But just keep it consistent all the way around as to what you're doing, and everything will work out just fine. Here we go. Come here, you. There we go. Right there. Got one more long edge. We're almost ready to turn, everybody. But just think of this with these. For Valentine's Day, you could make them with Valentine's Day themed fabric. For Christmas, you could use Christmas fabric, so forth and so on. So it's really a really cool way to personalize just from a fabric selection to make these as gifts for people in your life. It's also a very popular item for arts and crafts shows as well. One more little seam and then we'll be able to turn. Okay. So there we are. Here's where we started, right here. Now I'm just going to sew about to where the middle of that wonder clip is, and then we'll stop and turn. Turn it right side out. Okay. Or about an inch. There we go. Now, there it is. Here's my opening to turn it. Check that out right there. There's my opening. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to clip off the points where I've done this. Just clip off those sharp points. There's only 4 of them. Clipping off the points. There we go. It doesn't say, well, that's not much, but it does really make a difference when you go to turn it. And now we're going to do the fun part. We're going to turn it so that all the pretty fabric is on the outside. I'm not going to worry about the corners until I get it turned. It's a lot of bulk to come through that little opening there. As you can see, it's just kind of like taking a sock off, for lack of a better word. There we go. And then we're just going to take our finger. And if you have a corner turner, you can do that, but I using my finger. I don't have fingernails. If you all have fingernails, you probably wouldn't want to do it this way. But there you go. There's that corner. We got 4 corners to fluff out. Here's that one. Got this one here. There's a loose thread right there. That's just the tail from where I'd started and stopped. I'll just trim that even. It'll be okay. Nothing to worry about. Same there. Get that little snip. It's all good. Okay. Now, I'm going to take my fingers and take my Wonder Clips. This is just how I do it. I'm going to get some of my Wonder Clips here. Come here, chicken pincushion. Okay. And all I'm going to do, I'm just going to, with my fingers, I'm just going to make sure that seam is all the way out and that they're even, because we're going to top stitch all the way around that right there. Yes, Linda chopsticks are good as long as they don't have a super sharp point, because I tried knitting needles one time and I poked it right out of that corner. That was not fun. But it's all good. So you can see what I'm doing there. I'm just making sure that the seams are nice and full and even right there. And then I'm just putting a little clip there just to hold them in place. There's my opening. We'll come back to that. Right there. What this does, as you're stitching them down, top stitching, it just makes it go a little bit quicker if you don't have to stop and start a whole bunch of times to adjust where this seam is, getting it to come out. My hand's wanting to cramp, everybody, in case you're wondering why my hand looks weird. It's cramping. Okay, there's that one. One more. Okay, right there. Okay, now I'm going to give it a good turn like this. Get it all nice and laying flat. Yes, these are reversible. There we go. Now, where I had my opening right here, very carefully, I'm going to turn these both in on each other, and I'm going to put a clip in there to hold it, and we're going to top stitch. We're going to top stitch it down and finish it like that. Okay. Because this first top stitch is going to be right up to the edge, very close to the edge of this. by using a different stitch on the machine than what I used to piece it with. So I pieced it with the needle in the center position. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to put the needle all the way over. I want it to oops, come back there, you. I want it to, it's all the way to the right. I can't do it with that foot. Let me put my J foot back on. Come here, J foot. Okay. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it all the way over to the right. I'm going to go back to my Q menu. There we go. That's where I can do that at. And right there, Q-02, piecing stitch to the right. I'm going to put that up to 3mm length. And we're going to be good to go. Okay, I'm also going to line up my laser beam with the stitch, which put it at 7mm for my laser, if you have that. If not, what I just did, we're going to stitch it really close to this edge all the way around. For our first, we're going to do 2 lines of top stitching, okay? So, let's see here, right there. We're going to put 2 lines of top stitching. If you look at my sample, that's what 2 lines of top stitching look like. You can see it right there. Puts a nice little finish all the way around the edge of it, I think. I like how it looks. Double top stitching. Okay, here we go. And I am going to turn it this way. That stitching will be easier to see on this side than on this side. Okay. Come on, hand. There you go. And I want to start where my opening was, just to get that one out of the way. Right there. Right there. Let's do it here. There we go. I'm actually going to use a straight pin where my opening was so that I can really have that pinned together well, so I don't end up missing or it's shifting on me. Getting that opening completely covered up just how I want it. I'll show you what I've done once I get the pins in. Okay, right there. Since I'm going to be going this way, I've placed the pins so I can pull them out just like this as I go. There's what that looks like in real life. Right here, I have 3 pins in. And now we're going to get started, and we're going to just take our time and stitch it all the way down. I'm going to start in the corner. And this is going to be very close to the actual edge of the bowl cozy. Okay? Very close to the edge. Did I unthread I unthreaded my needle. I thought something was off. Hold on. Let's go up here and give that a rethread that upper thread. Okay. And we'll get started again on it. Okay, there we go. Now we're ready. Do underneath there just a little bit more. There we go. Okay, now we're going. Let's pull that one out. We're just going to go all the way around the edge here. It's about, 1/8 of an inch from the edge, I guess. My opening is now closed where I turned it. Yeah, one more. There we go. Just the easy part of this. Okay. And another one. Have a size 90 needle in. It's looking very good. Of course, the bulkiest part is going over where we put the darts in. We are almost to the edge of that. Now you could totally stop and be done with just one line of stitching around the edge of it. I just personally think it looks better with a double stitch around the edge. I just like how it looks. Okay. And that one is done. That line is done. And we're going to have a look at it. You can see here. Hold on here. So technically, you could call that done if you wanted to. There's what it looks like around the edge. You can see it's just a very fine finish. Very close to the edge. But now I'm going to move my needle back. That's the rightmost position of the needle. That was Q02. Q03 will put the needle way over this way to the left. So that's what we're going to do next. Right there. And I'm just going to line up the edge of my fabric with the edge of the presser foot. And we're just going to it'll make a nice little accent by doing this. So all I have to do is run the edge of this to the edge of the foot. Okay. When it gets to that seam line where the darts are, that's where I pivot and come back up to the other corner. And I'll just do that all the way around. We're almost there. Easy peasy. And it really looks nice though. I just think they look so cool. And they really do work. When I get a bowl of ice cream, it goes in one of these so my fingers don't freeze, especially this time of year. And it's all good. So much fun. And it's just cool to be able to make this stuff yourself. It's a wonderful thing, once again, to give as a gift. People love to get these for gifts. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? There we go. where I started. Now I'm going to back it up. Come forward a couple and cut. Then I'm going to trim off my tail. And there is our bowl cozy, all ready to use. Check it out. It's a fabric bowl. You could actually use it to think of this as something you could make to put like Christmas cookies and stuff like that in. I'll just put my Fiesta Wear bowl in there. And there's my beautiful bowl cozy. There's my ice cream right there. Woohoo, my hands don't freeze. You stick it in the microwave and heat it. You can pull it up, hold on to it by these corners, and you're never going to burn your hand on that hot bowl coming out of the microwave with some soup in it. So much fun to do. Oh my gosh. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? This is so much fun to do, everybody. I love making these. Oh my goodness. And as you can see, it took longer because I had to slow down. You can easily make 4 or 5 of these in an hour, if not more. If you do it construction method and do a lot of chain piecing, my gosh, you can make 20 or 30 of these in one day if you sit down for 8 hours for an 8-hour day to sew. Easy peasy. Ooh-wee. So everybody, I will be back live tomorrow for tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, episode 2. Episode 2. Let me get to my other camera back on here. There we go. Hello there. Ooh-wee. So episode 2, Quilts in Italy, Losing My Marbles. We're going to be cutting our pieces tomorrow for that quilt top. That's what I have on. And then Sunday will be start piecing. We're going to start the applique process on Sunday for the Losing My Marbles quilt. And we'll be using the circular attachment to do that with on Sunday. So thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. And hey, make some bowl cozies. It's only a 2 10-inch squares of fabric, 2 10-inch squares of 100% cotton quilt batting equals 1 bowl cozy. And there it is. Check it out. So much fun. Think of Halloween. You can make a big one and put your Halloween candy for the trick-or-treaters by the front door. Pretty cool. So everybody, have a wonderful rest of your evening. I'll see y'all tomorrow night. Have a super duper night. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hugs to everybody. I'll see you tomorrow night. Bye, everybody. Thank you.